the day by chugging the traditional glass of milk in victory lane. The competition is set to be the final race of Danica Patrick's historic career.
And what a career she has had. Thanks, Pete. All right, well, is it time to reinstate the draft? A New York Post op-ed argues that American students graduate school with a sense of entitlement, and the best way to fight that is with mandatory military service.
Our next guest says students, quote, need to be taught that the world owes them nothing, that they need to take responsibility for their lives, and I can't think of a better way of doing this than compulsory military service.
The author of that op-ed is also the author of the new book, The Republican Workers' Party. Frank Buckley joins us now to explain. Frank, thank you very much for joining us this morning. First of all, I love your premise. I understand where you're coming from on this, but then the logistics of a country of 300 million people giving 1 year of compulsory military service, we see it work great in countries like Israel that have an existential threat. How would it work, and how would you keep it from ballooning into a big federal behemoth that further indoctrinates kids? Maybe it doesn't get held to military service.
Well, you know, it's not just Israel. It's a lot of other countries as well. I mean, countries that are fairly Pacific. And it's not just about war. It's about really adding an extra year of education. I mean, right now, it's compulsory education, K to 12, K to age 16. And I'm saying, OK, what if we added one extra year? Because what that would do would be to teach our students something they don't get from their K-12 education, which is a sense of responsibility, a love of the country, and also the idea that we're all part of one American family, right? I mean, right. You know, on Memorial Day, maybe we should remember that the one thing which really serves to unify the country more than anything else has been service in the military. People in the military have better values and a stronger sense of identification with the country. And one extra year of effectively schooling in the military would not be a bad idea then.
Well, let's get back to the original problem and why you wanted to write this piece, because you say other than education being there to inform people and educate them, you say it was supposed to instill a love for our country, as you've talked about, unite us by bringing people of every race, of every class together. You say education is not doing that. So talk to us about the root of the problem, and if it isn't a draft, because the reality is we don't have a draft, what is an answer to that problem?
Well, I mean, you know, public schools are supposed to do a couple of things. One is educate our kids, and they don't do that very well. I mean, we're an honorary member of the third world as far as that goes. But the other stuff is the stuff that they used to do. I mean, public school used to be the most American thing about America. And you'd get out of public school learning some pretty good values. And now the teaching corps has completely abandoned that mission. Where you would find it would be in the military. So I'm saying one extra year, you know, up to now it's age, you know, to age 16, add another year.
Frank, it's a great idea, and, you know, to really teach those who have not participated in service what it's all about would be great. But do you really believe, with the culture of our public schools today, that you're going to have these teachers, particularly in the latter years, encouraging their students to really get fired up to go serve their nation in the military in this culture?
No, not at all, and that's the point. The teacher corps, the National Education Association will be completely opposed to that. Why? Because it would teach a love of America, it would teach personal responsibility, all the things they hate. So yeah, all the more reason why we should do it. The only people I feel sorry about in all of this would be the drill instructors.
You and me both. So what, they'd go to basic training, basic military service near where they live? Is that the concept?
That's the idea, basically. One extra year.
One extra year, infuse the values that public schools are not giving right now. It's a very interesting idea. We'll see if that catches on.
Well, and if you're not going to join the military, get to know these men and women, because as you said, they are outstanding individuals, and they are what make this country so great. Frank Buckley, interesting piece if you haven't already read it. Thanks for being with us this morning, and have a great weekend with your family.
Thanks, Frank.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, well, former Obama DOJ official Sally Yates claims the DOJ operates free of politics. Really? Well, Congressman Ron DeSantis here to respond coming up.
And it is the historic vote making international headlines. Ireland moving to repeal its abortion law. Big shift for a country made up of many Catholics. Is this a sign that religion, especially Christianity, is becoming more progressive? And is that a good thing? Our interfaith panel, they are wonderful. They are back with us this weekend. It's a conversation and a debate you do not want to miss. That's coming up.